Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I'm Ayush and I'm a product consultant at 42 Gears, Bangalore. Today I'm here to discuss the importance of compliance policy management for managed endpoints. Compliance is a key component of ensuring an organization's endpoints stay secure, and that is why IT teams must have an easy way to enforce compliance requirements. SureMDM, the 42 gears UEM solution, allows IT teams to easily configure these policies and ensure compliance and security. During the webinar, we'll dive into the different aspects of managing compliance policies with SureMDM and an experience of first-hand demo of the features that I'm going to discuss. So let us wait for 2 minutes for our attendees to join. Before we begin, I would like to request that you drop any questions that you may have during the presentation in the question box panel that's present on the right-hand side of the screen, and we'll answer them at the end of the session. So let's begin. Let me give you a brief overview of all the things that we are going to discuss today. We'll start with discussing why managing endpoint compliance is important in a business scenario, and then we will move on to the compliance policies that are essential to protect business sensitive data. Next, I'll show you how you can leverage SureMDM to easily configure those compliance policies and ensure that devices adhere to those policies. Without further ado, let's get started. Let me start off by discussing why it is essential to manage compliance for endpoints. When businesses deploy endpoints and give them to employees, they must provide employees access to those applications and resources that are required to do their jobs. Often, these apps and resources also include third-party software that augments device functionality. Unfortunately, these applications, resources, and third-party software could all serve as potential entryways for malware or adware. Plus, employees sometimes use devices for purposes other than business. This in turn may result in devices failing to meet compliance standards and cause organizational data leakage. Additionally, if devices are deployed at a remote location, checking for non-compliance manually is a struggle. So it is imperative that IT teams must implement a platform that can help them define compliance and security rules that devices must meet in order to be compliant. This is where SureMDM, the 42 gears device management solution, can help. SureMDM provides compliance management features for various platforms such as Android, Windows, macOS, iOS, and iPadOS. Admins can define and enforce policies on specific devices or groups of devices. Further, it lets admins monitor devices, and if devices goes out of compliance, it allows admins to take action from the comfort of their desks. Now, let's dive deeper into each of the compliance policies one by one. The first setting that I'm going to discuss is password policy configuration. Creating and managing a good password policy is one of the first steps of ensuring device compliance. For example, industries that need to protect business sensitive data such as product informations or future business plans, or I would say if the company is using any payment application, so they must implement password policy settings on their devices. If devices do not comply and have weak passwords, it can lead to compromise of those devices. All right, SureMDM provides an easy option to configure and enforce password policies on all devices and applications. There are multiple settings under these policies, such as minimum password quality and length, maximum failed attempts, maximum password age, password history, and maximum time to log. All these settings together can allow IT admins to ensure good password compliance. Now let's quickly take a look at the SureMDM console, and then we will talk more about the compliance policies. First, I'll give you a walkthrough of the 42 gears web console. I'll also tell you how to create and manage groups and folders in SureMDM, pre-enrollment policies, and discuss on the device information which gets updated post-enrollment of devices. Just to quickly apprise you on how to log into 42 Gears UEM console, you just have to log into 42gears.com and you can visit our website and register yourself on the free trial button. And once you have registered, you will get an email username and password. With the help of that, you can just click on this login button and you can easily log into the MDM console. So this is my home page of the 42 Gears UEM console. UEM means Unified Endpoint Management. If you see on the right side of my screen, you will see the account ID, which is mapped to my email ID, right? And this is my server URL. So this server URL is unique and it is made for company wise. So if you are an organization, you will get a personalized URL account. Now admins can easily create a group in the MDM console and they can enroll devices. Once a folder on the left side of the screen, you can see all the groups option here. Once the group is selected, all the devices in that group will be visible and you can see all the information related to the device under the device info panel, which is present on the right hand side of my screen. So if I select an Android device or any other OS, right, you can see this is my device info. I am able to see the device model and other software informations. Even there are many hardware informations like what is the network MAC address, IP address, what is the connection signal strength, if is the connection secured or not, what is the cell signal strength that you're getting, the IMEI number, the serial number, the battery and ROM and RAM memory. So these all information that you are seeing here, it's updated in a real-time basis. And admins can also set up a pre-enrollment policy on a particular group so that if someone enrolls their device, the defined policies will automatically get executed and admins will not have to log into the web console every time to deploy any policy manually. So if I give an example of default policy, I can just select the home group and click on the properties button. You can see I've already put a job in it as a default. I can add multiple jobs here. So admins just have to enroll the devices, and once the device comes online, automatically all the policies goes through, and it's fully automated. Okay, now let's come back to the password policy. So for password policy is basically a set of rules to enforce security practices in an organization. So with the help of these password policies, you could protect the devices, networks, and systems that come within your organization. SureMDM provides a very easy way to enforce the password policy settings for users on the SureMDM web console. For doing that, you have to navigate to Profiles. And after going in Profiles, you can see we have these many OS that we support now. If I'm going to apply a password policy for my Android devices, I'm going to select the Android OS and then click on this add button here. After clicking on this add button, you can see the first policy that appears on the left side of my screen. It's password policy. I'm going to click on configure and you can see I can select the device and work security, and I can define what should be the minimum password quality and what should be the minimum password age. Select the value in number of days. After the specified days, the password needs to be changed. If the value is given as 0, then there is no restriction, right? We also have enforce password history. Number of unique passwords that cannot be reused for the specified number of attempts. If the value is given as 0 again, then there is no restriction. So there are multiple options available here. How many failed attempts you want, and what should the password quality? It should be alphanumeric, or it should only be numbers. I can specify that, and I can define a length like there should be minimum 8 characters in a password, and there should be only 3 failed attempts, after which the device will go out of compliance and it will do the necessary action. Also, we have an auto lock option in case you want that your device should be automatically get logged if no one is using that device after maybe 5 minutes or something, or you can just write here 300 seconds and then your device will automatically get locked. Okay, this was about the device and work security. So in case you are using a BYOD device, which is bring your own device, you can select the work profile minimum password quality as well. So it is for both, it's for device as well as work security. Same goes for other OS as well. If I talk about iOS, we have a similar password policy in which I can define what should be my password length, how many should be my, how much should be a, how many complex characters I have to use in a password, and what should be my password age, and so on. Maximum auto log time. So these all can be configured for Android, iOS, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and all the OS that we currently support. Okay, now let us move back to the presentation. Next, we'll discuss network settings management. It is important for businesses to make sure that work devices only connect to approved networks. So, IT admins can use device management solutions such as SureMDM to configure enrolled devices. So, they can only connect to approved organizational networks. SureMDM offers the network settings on managed devices like proxy type, set always on, VPN, package name, disable network access when VPN is not connected. So all these settings can be centrally enforced on managed devices, and these all can be easily configured from SureMDM Web Console. The third policy on our list today is Wi-Fi and hotspot configuration. Businesses need to provide employees with uninterrupted access to safe Wi-Fi networks and ideally a Wi-Fi configuration menu. This ensures that employees can seamlessly remain connected to approved Wi-Fi networks or hotspots on enrolled devices. With SureMDM, IT admins can configure Wi-Fi or hotspot settings such as SSID, password, security type, auto connect, and hidden network. And even it can allow to create a password or to not create. So we have that option available as well. Let us see how we can configure them from the SureMDM console. I've switched back to my SureMDM web console. Now I'm going to go to profiles again. Now here I will select Android and then click on add here. So Wi-Fi configuration allows admins to configure Wi-Fi settings on the enrolled devices. I have to select this Wi-Fi configuration. After navigating to this option, I have to click on this. Now I'll click on configure. You have to enter a profile name, and now you can enter the SSID name of your desired network. So in my case, it can be an office reception Wi-Fi. And after entering the SSID, you have to enter the security type. So in case you are using some EAP or TLS or PEEP, right? Even those protocols are supported. Those security types are supported. So you just need to for if you have selected PEEP, then you have to give the identity, and if you have selected TLS, then you have to again give the identity. And then in case you don't have any such SSIDs or network configurations in your environment, then you can simply write the password here and select the auto connect option. And in case your Wi-Fi is hidden, you can just check the hidden network checkbox. Now this Wi-Fi configuration is very simple to create. And now this I have to give a name, like I will give Wi-Fi configuration, and I'll click on save button. Now my profile is created. I will just go back to my home page and select the device and click on apply button to launch the apply device prompt. And when this prompt comes, I'm going to just click on the Wi-Fi configuration profile that I have created and click on apply button. Once I do this, my device will auto connect to this Wi-Fi, and users don't have to even enter the password, or even if it is hidden, it will be easily connected. Similarly, we have options available for Windows and iOS as well, as I showed you on Android devices. Moving on, now we will discuss VPN configuration. VPN, or virtual private network technology, is a crucial tool for businesses to enable employees to connect to a secure remote network. Many businesses that operated remotely throughout the world during the COVID-19 pandemic relied greatly on VPN technology. Some of the benefits of VPN include remote access, access control, and enhanced network security. SureMDM supports VPN technology and allows admins to create encrypted and secured networks for enrolled and Windows, Android, iOS, and iPadOS devices. Businesses can leverage SureMDM to create a VPN profile by configuring many settings such as profile name, profile type, application trigger list, remember credentials, always on, lockdown, DNS suffix, trusted network detection, proxy, and so on. Now let me show you this VPN configuration on the MDM console. For this, I have to go to profiles again. I can select Android or any other OS, click on add button. Now VPN configuration, sorry, I'm going to select Windows and I'll go to Windows and then click on add. Now here I'm going to select VPN configuration. So VPN configuration allows admin to create a secure network for the indoor Windows devices. To configure VPN settings, we just need to navigate to profiles, go to Windows and then select the VPN configuration. And then here again we have to enter a profile name, VPN profile, and I will keep as Office VPN. Now this Office VPN is my VPN name, and I'm going to give a profile type. It's a native. If you want to use a native VPN configuration, which is by Microsoft, you can just select the profile type as native. Or if you want to have a third-party VPN configuration, you can secure F5, Sonic Wall, or Pulse Secure. So if I select third-party native, then I can have to define the protocol that I'm going to use, L2TP, and then enter the pre-shared key, server details, and then authentication user method, what authentication user method your IT infrastructure has configured that you have to mention here, and then routing policy will be split tunnel or forced tunnel. Once you have filled all these details, so these all details can be easily filled by your IT admins. They will be knowing all the pointers that they need to fill, and once this is in place, you just need to click on save button again like we did before. And once I click on this, let me give the URL. Once I have given all the information, it will ask me, it will save the profile, and then you can again apply this profile to any Windows devices, or whichever, you can select multiple Windows devices or apply to a single device, or apply to a group of devices. It depends on you. Now let's move on to the next part where we'll discuss firewall configuration. Firewall configuration is also one of the most basic steps when it comes to securing a network within an office perimeter. For enterprises, firewalls provide security against external threats. And within the enterprise, a firewall manages the influx and outflux of traffic and guards against insider threats. When defining firewall policies, admins can leverage SureMDM to enable firewall policies in bulk on many devices, approve, or block specific domains on devices, and even add multiple domain names. These settings can be applied on Android devices as well. So for Windows devices, admins can configure settings such as global settings, domain workplace network, or private discoverable network, private non-discoverable network, create or edit a firewall rule. So these all you can easily configure from our MDM console. Let me show you on the console where the options are available. I'll go to profiles again and select the Windows, click on add. Now, if I scroll down on the left-hand side, you will see a firewall profile. Click on firewall profile and then click on configure. So now here admins can remotely configure and push native firewall policy on the enrolled devices. To create a firewall policy and deploy it to the enrolled devices or groups of devices remotely, you need to go to profiles, click on firewall policy, and here select the global settings, or domain workplace network. You can define all these options. So these are options that you are seeing here. It will be on requirement basis, whatever you want to use or you want to enable or disable. You can, IT admins can easily change it and according to their needs. Private discoverable network, and then private non-discoverable networks. Lastly, we can add rules as well. So rules can be based on this, so what should be direction, should be inbound traffic or outbound traffic. So these are all configurations you can remotely push from MDM, and you don't have to go to every device and configure one by one. You just create the policy here and push it to the devices in bulk. One more firewall configuration that we have together with this configuration is in the job section. In the jobs, I'll go to new job and select Windows. So these are the OS that we currently support as a unified endpoint management solution. I'll go to Windows, and you can see there's a firewall policy here as well. So we can here define what domain names you want to allow or block list in case you want that your users can have only, you should only have two domain names access. Like I'm entering here 42gears.com, and another can be surelock.com. So maybe these two are the websites that I have I want to allow list. I can just add the domain names here, give the job name as domain whitelisting, and once I push this particular policy to the devices, all the URLs will be blocked except these two, what I have allowed from the MDM side. So this is a benefit of using firewall policy from here. And in case you have more advanced firewall configuration, you can use it from the profile section in the Windows. Again, I'll go to home, and then I'll switch to my presentation. Moving on to the sixth setting, that is fencing technology, geofencing, time fencing, and network fencing. In the context of endpoint management, geofencing is an advanced location-based mobile security feature. It lets admins draw a virtual fence around any geographical location and configure jobs based on location. For instance, admins can create a geofence around an office building or warehouse, and every time a user enters or exits this geographical fence, jobs can be deployed on his device. Similarly, time fences create periodic time-based boundaries for mobile devices to behave or function in a certain way. Admins can create time fences for the full span of the workday, or when the workday ends, permission changes. So this is how you can configure time fences. And lastly, network fences are virtual network boundaries for mobile devices to behave or function in a certain way. Admins can configure policies on devices by assigning jobs to be executed when devices enter or exit a certain Wi-Fi network. So this network fence is completely based on the Wi-Fi SSID that your devices will be connected to. It can be a warehouse Wi-Fi, it can be an office Wi-Fi, or any other SSIDs. All these policies are supported on the SureMDM platform and can help businesses to secure devices from a central platform. Additionally, admins can set notifications and alerts which can be sent whenever it detects a device violating a policy. This in turn will allow admins to take actions swiftly. Now, coming to the demo part. So this is my web console. I'll go to jobs and I'll cancel this. Go to new job and select any OS. Like for Android, you can see geofence here. So geofence is basically a GPS enabled software technology that will create a virtual geographic boundary. It allows the administrator to set up triggers when potential customers enter or leave this boundary. The trigger can be a promotional alert or a text message, or it can be sent directly to the customer's mobile devices. Let me try to show you Gears Mobility Systems. I'll search for the office, and this is our office. I'll select circle here. I'll draw a circle. So this is my first fence. I'll write here 42 Gears office, basically 42 Gears headquarters. This is my first office. I'll create the fence. Now I'm going to select one more location as 42 Gears, Gujarat office. Okay. So this is my office in the Gujarat location. I'm going to add here as fence again. This is our 42 Gears Rajkot office. So these two offices we have, and I want to that these two fences I have created, and I want that something should happen when devices enters this particular location. It may be that a message will come to my mobile, welcome to 42 Gears Mobility Systems office, and kindly adhere to the security practices and the data security. So these are messages we can send, or if it is some warehouse, we can ask them to switch off their mobile, or turn off the camera, or don't use the camera, something like that. So it can be a customized message that you can trigger once the devices enters a particular fence. Again, you can define a policy based on that. I'll show you here. I'll go to fence entered, and here you can see send alert to device MDM, or you can add email addresses as well. You can add multiple email addresses like Rahul@42gears. So these are the two email addresses that I am going to add. So once my device enters this fence, an email will be triggered to these two email addresses plus the MDM side and the device side. And now if you want to add some policies, right, you can add the policies from here. So these are my already created policies. So you want that as soon as my devices enters a fence, the Wi-Fi should be connected, right? So I'm just going to add the Wi-Fi configuration here. So once my device enters my office, the Wi-Fi is auto connected. Again, when I am exiting this particular location, I can push another Wi-Fi configuration which removes the Wi-Fi password and everything from the device. So similarly, we can have n number of policies here, and these all policies even work if your device doesn't have internet. It will work in total offline case, just that your device should have the location information, because these information are saved locally on our agent, and it can be triggered whenever the location is detected. Okay, now coming to the fence part, what if you have 10 offices or maybe 50 offices across the globe? How you're going to create one by one each fences, right? So for that we have a template option. You can just put all the information in a CSV format, and you can put the latitude, longitude, and what should be the area of the fence, and the unit of the fence. It can be a meter, it can be a feet, it can be a kilometer, miles. So once you define those in the CSV file, you can import that file, and once the file import is successful, all the 50 fences or 20 fences will be created immediately. So even you don't have to draw a circle one by one, and because if you have 5 or 6 offices, then it's pretty much okay, but if you have more, then it's quite hectic. So this is how you can do the fence, basically create the fence in bulk. Okay, now this is about the geofence job. Coming to the time fence is again something like geofence. We have a start time. So for example, if our office starts at, I would say, okay, 10 a.m. So this is my 10 a.m. start time, and my office ends at 5 p.m. right? So I'm just going to enter 5:17. So this is my start time and this is my end time, and I can also define the number of days. So this is Saturday, Sunday, I'm not writing. Monday to Friday is my working day, and the start time is 10 o'clock and end time is 5 o'clock. I'm going to define a fence like this, and once my devices enters this particular fence, or if the user is on the field user, he has a company asset with him, and that you want that a particular policy should be applied whenever the day starts or whenever the day ends, right? So you can go to fence entered, and you can define the alerts that you want to send to the device or MDM or email address, and you can send a text message probably at the start of the day, and even you can have a customized message as well. So everything here you're seeing is totally customizable. Admin can create his own jobs, his own notifications, and his own policies. They can trigger based on their requirement. Now again, if it is 5 o'clock, then the MDM will look for fence exit job or whatever we have defined here, and then it will take the necessary action. So this is about time fence. Then we have network fence. It is based on SSIDs. We can add multiple SSIDs. So for example, if it is warehouse 1 and then add fence, and it is warehouse 2, right? So once my device is connected to these warehouse 1 Wi-Fi or 2 Wi-Fi, the policies will get triggered. And once I am disconnected to this Wi-Fi, again, if you don't want any policy, you can just leave is at a blank, and you can just have a device alert that okay, you have disconnected with this network and you're out of this network fence. Okay, now let's move back to the presentation, and now let's shift our attention to controlling costs, like particularly mobile data costs. Mobile data consumption incurs huge expenses for businesses across the globe. Therefore, controlling mobile data spending is crucial for businesses to reduce costs. This can be easily achieved by setting thresholds for data usage, call logs, and SMS logs on enrolled devices. With SureMDM's telecom management policy, admins can configure alerts for receiving automatic notifications whenever devices cross a particular data consumption threshold. Then, if admins choose, they can block the data, or if usage goes beyond the set threshold limit, they can also admins can also create an on-demand data usage report as well. Now, to quickly apprise you the features that we have for telecom management policy is uh, basically SureMDM allows you to track and control mobile data costs. So these capabilities have been enhanced with the two new features, which are number one, it's alerts and limitation. If I go into telecom management policy, we have a threshold limit. So for example, if my threshold limit is only 2 GBs, right, per day, or I can set daily also, I can set monthly as well. If it is daily, let's put to 1 GB, and I can send a device alert that okay, you have consumed 1 GB of data, please stop using mobile internet. And if now again the user is still using his internet, he's again consumed 1 more GB of data, right? Now you can completely block the data from MDM, right? Or you can send a device alert, you can send an MDM alert, you can send email alerts, or you can apply a job to lock the device completely, and so on. So there you can apply any job that you can see here. So we have collection of many jobs that I was showing you, and then we have call log tracking, SMS log tracking. You can check the call logs based on the periodicity. It can be every 60 minutes or 120 minutes. You can track the calls and SMS logs. Now, if I talk about the jobs, so these are the Android jobs that we have. So there are so many policies that you can create. So we have jobs and then we have profiles. You can use both options. You can add any one of them in telecom management or fencing or any other compliance job. Okay. Moving on to the email configuration, let's talk a little bit about Exchange ActiveSync and Office 365. Ensuring employees remain compliant as they access emails is very important for ensuring data security. That is why SureMDM provides the option of configuring email accounts in Exchange ActiveSync. With this feature, admins can allow users to sync their mail, contacts, calendars, uh, reminders, and notes on enrolled devices. Admins can control various settings, such as account name, Exchange ActiveSync host, use SSL, user, email address, password, days to sync, authentication, allow messages to be moved. So these all settings can be controlled from MDM. Either it can be enabled or it can be disabled. Allow recent addresses to be synced, use only in email. And if I talk about uh, iOS, then we have allow mail drop, allow mail client, allow mail by user, allow reminders, notes, contacts, and so on. Once all the settings are put in place, the devices at the device end, the email will be configured. Dynamic email IDs can also be set with the help of wildcard. In addition, we also have a mobile email management solution wherein admins can block login of email accounts in personal space. So this is supported for Android, iOS, and Windows. And if you're using Office 365, MS Exchange, admins can enable logins on mobiles which are enrolled and it reports compliant with SureMDM. Only those devices will have the email access. The rest all login will get blocked. So there are so many users, customers that are using this mobile email management solution. Now the last policy today on our list is alerts and notifications policies. Admins can create notification policies on enrolled devices for various compliance features. Whenever a device goes out of compliance, admins will receive an alert and can take actions based on that, right? Now, if I show you a short demo of the feature, I will go back to my console, I'll go to jobs, and in the jobs, you can see we have a text messaging feature, and then we have an alert message. Let's start with alert message. So alert message job helps the admins to send emergency notifications to the enrolled devices. To configure an emergency alert message and deploy it to the enrolled devices, you have to click on create new alert, enter a job name as emergency alert or something like that, or it can be a simple alert as well, just alert, right? And then give an alert title as Thursday notifications, right? And once these title is entered, you can enter the description. Okay, so today is Thursday, and everyone has to meet at a particular location Thursday, and there is some even write any customized message here as well. So today is Thursday, and you have to meet some important people, or you have to go to some meeting, something like that. So just write a description here and choose a predefined icon, because there are so many icons that we have already imported here. So if I select this option, right, click OK, now my icon is selected, and I can put the icon size as small, medium, and large. So this alert message is completely it's like a graphical user interface, and even if it is a short message or even a long text messaging, it will be completely a GUI experience for the users, and they will find it, they'll be able to read it properly. It will be like an emergency notification. Now coming to the multimedia messaging part, if you want to push some notifications, you can push here, upload existing alert, you can add the image file here, right? Once you add the image file, you can we have two options to send these image files. Either you can display it as an alert. So if it is an alert, then users, as soon as the image goes to the device, the users will be able to see the image instantly. Now what if the user is doing some important work, he's at some customer's place and he's doing some collection or something like that, then you can have an option to give the users the option to snooze it, right? So you can write the message and title here, and you can write the message in any language that you want. You can copy paste any string here. Even title is completely supports all the languages, because we have customers in rural areas, wherein uh, even agents that are working in rural areas. So for them, it's very crucial for them to understand support every language. So you can copy paste in any language, and then you can enable the snooze. Like it can be a 5, it can be 300 seconds. So after 300 seconds, automatically the MDM will ask the user to read the message that admin has sent. Again, if he is busy, he can again snooze it. So this is how it will keep snoozing till the user sees the message. So it is like a complete foolproof alert messaging mechanism. And now if you want to push a simple text messaging or a rich text messaging, you can easily add the hyperlinks here, and then you can write the message here as well. Hi, how are you doing? So simply it will go to the users, and users can have a two-way messaging as well. They can reply from their devices as well. Even it's supported for iOS, Windows, Android, and almost all the OS, right? Okay, this is complete, and now I'll move back to the presentation. Okay, before we move to the question answer round, I would like to mention a native compliance policy feature that is available in SureMDM. It is that one feature for every platform that admins can go when they quickly need to check whether devices adhere to compliance or not, right? Compliance job allows admins to create a job so as to impose specific parameters that devices must follow. Additionally, enforcing these policies allows MDM to monitor devices at all times without your intervention. You just push the policy and leave as it is. Plus, when devices break security parameters, SureMDM can automatically take response actions to secure company data instantly. Now, let me show you the feature in action. I'll go to jobs here, and let's go to compliance job. So this compliance job is available for Android, Windows, and iOS as well. Go to compliance job. So the first parameter that you see here is OS version, right? So here I can write a policy like Android version should be always between 9 and 11. It should not be, or maybe 12. It should not be less than 9, right? So if any Android device is detected which is below Android 9, it will, straight away goes out of compliance. And now admins can predefine what out of compliance actions they want to perform on the devices. Like for example, they can send a message for the users to immediately update the OS, or they can move it to block list, and then later IT admins can check the devices why it has been gone to block list, or they can apply some other jobs as well, other policies as well. They can even lock the device if they want. Okay, so these are basically they can have an email notification, they can wipe the device, they can send an SMS as well to a mobile number, or if they want they can have an email notifications, right? So this is about the OS version. Now if I go into the next one is security patch level. The Android security patch should not be less than 2 months old or 3 months old. Then again, based on online device connectivity, if your device is offline for more than 5 days or 7 days, you can have a compliance policy based on that. Okay, so if it's more than 5 days, you can select out of compliance what you want to do. So in this case, the most important thing is admin don't have to be always online. They can preset these things, and once it is detected, automatically action is taken by the MDM, right? And then mobile network connectivity, SIM change, password policy, battery percentage, device storage percentage. If your storage is less than 20% or 10%, then it is, you have to free up the memory instantly. So those actions you can remotely perform from the MDM. And then mobile threat defense, we have, if your devices is running any kiosk application and it is completely hardened, then if it goes out of that kiosk mode and the device is fully open, you can set the active kiosk application as always to be running in the background, sure lock, and it can go out of compliance, and automatically MDM will push a job, and then it will go back to the kiosk mode. Okay, so this is about the compliance job, and there are so many other parameters that you can configure. Okay, thank you for attending our webinar. It's now time to answer the questions that were submitted during the session. If you haven't added any question in the question box, now is the time. I'll give everybody a minute to ask any final questions that may have. Okay, so I have my first question here. Can you manage Office 365 mails in mobiles? Yes, we can. We have a mobile email management solution wherein we can block Office 365 mails on mobiles, even Android or iOS or even Windows mobiles, and it will completely block the personal login, and only the login will be allowed for the devices which are enrolled in MDM and they are compliant with the policies. The second question is, do you support PEEP network configuration? Yes, we support PEEP network configuration. We have to go to profiles and then look in the Wi-Fi configuration. Okay, with that, we come to the end of this webinar. I hope you all liked our session today and that we could answer your questions related to compliance policy management. If you would like to rewatch this webinar, we'll upload it to YouTube in a day or two. If you have any more questions, please feel free to send us an email at webinars@42gears.com or visit our website at www.42gears.com. Thanks and stay safe. Thank you all for joining. Bye.